Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial which is ideal if you're a beginner. This is just going to be like a basic little school set. I make these little school sets and I sell these on my Etsy. It's like a set of 3 and I sell it as one big hair bow to wear on a single ponytail to clip in above a ponytail, or you can wear it just on the side of the hair if you have the hair down. And then I sell a set with included in the set, I sell a set of Piggy on elastic Piggy bows. So 2 matching little bows, and I've got some 10mm wide ribbon. This is to wrap around my clip for the big bow, and I've got this all-purpose adhesive glue which I'm going to be using as well. So for the bigger bow I've got 4 pieces of ribbon cut. This is going to be layered on the top of the red, so I've cut the gingham ribbon the same length as the plain ribbon. So the plain ribbon is a 4cm wide ribbon, and I've cut this piece to 15cm in length, and then this piece to layer on the top of that is a gingham ribbon, and that is a 25mm ribbon, and I've also cut that to 15cm, and that's going to be layered on the top of this piece. And then this piece is also 4cm, and this is cut to 18.5cm in length, and that's the same with this piece. My gingham ribbon is 25mm wide, and that is also cut to 18.5cm in length. So first of all I'm going to take a lighter and I'm just going to heat seal the ends. And beginning with the longer 2 first, I'm going to take my all-purpose adhesive. Just going to pop some glue on one end because it's coming out quite thickly, and I'm just going to fold it to transfer it onto the opposite side as well. And then I'm just going to do a couple of dots along the length as well. I'm not going to do it in the middle because this is going to be the front of the bow and I don't want the glue to show. And I'm just going to line my gingham ribbon on the top with my plain ribbon. We'll do the same with the shorter piece as well. And then we are going to take our longer piece, and you need to fold that in half. We're not sticking anything at the moment, we're just folding it in half, and we're going to use a little bit of the heat with a lighter just to get a crease in there. So we can see where that centre is, and then we're going to form this into a loop. So again, taking my all-purpose adhesive, just going to pop a bit of glue along that end. Then I'm going to bring that round to form a full circle, overlapping that end by around 1/2 centimetre, just over 1/2 centimetre. Don't matter too much. And then using this crease as a guide, this is going to be the centre, and obviously where we've joined it is also going to be the back centre. So using that overlap as a guide, halfway through that overlap I'm going to line my crease up with that, so that's nice and level, so I know that both my loops are going to be level. Now I like to sew in my pinchers. A lot of people don't like sewing, they think they can't do it, or they're just happy to not use sewing, they're happy to do it by hand. So I'll show you both methods. So if you want to put your pinch in without sewing it, you need to fold it up in the middle first. So fold it up in the middle, and then I like to bring the side up and down, and then the other side up and down. And then I would then take a piece of cotton, wrap it around. I'll just show you with the end of this cotton. So I would take the end of the cotton, I would pop that under my thumb, wrap that around the centre, and then tie it off on the underside, so you've then got your pinch in there. But if you do want to sew the pinch in, as I do, so make sure they're still lined up, I'm using double strength thread, and I'm going to do 6 stitches across that centre crease that I've made, and always go in through the first side and make sure you come out through the opposite side on the top. So I'm going to go in first, and I'm going to do 6 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then coming up through that last side. So that's what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's what it looks like on the underside. You can see 3 stitches, but obviously that's 6 doubled. And now you're ready to pull in your pinch. So you just pull the thread to form that pinch, and then holding that pinch in place, I then like to wrap the cotton around the centre, pull it tight, and then on the underside we're going to seal it off by going in through the cotton at the bottom, and then with this loop that you're left here, I like to put the needle through a couple of times to form a knot, and then you can trim off that excess cotton. Excuse the children, they're still playing outside because it's been a hot day. It's a gorgeous evening. So there you have your basic tux bow, and we're going to add tails to this. So this part here is going to form the tails. So again, I'm going to fold that in half, use my lighter to get a crease in there, and then again take a needle and thread with a knot at the end. I'm going to do the same, so 6 stitches, this time not folding it because they're going to be tails. Again, if you want to do your own pinch, you bring it up in the middle, then up and down that side, and then back up and down that side, and then you can wrap your cotton around the middle. But I like to stitch mine in, so I just find it to be a neater finish. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to pull that tight to form the pinch. Again, wrap that around that centre, and I'm just going to seal that off. Sealing that off as I did before, going through the loop to form a knot. So this is what you've got now. Now we're ready to join our tails to our main body of the bow. So I've got my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to fold this down. And along this top part, I'm going to pop a bit of glue and I'm going to join it to the middle underneath my tux bow. So this is what we've got now, and now we're going to cut some like a V shape in the tails. So to do that, I fold the tails in length long ways, and then from this outer corner I like to cut diagonally up to the inner where the fold is, so cut from the open corner inwards, and I like to curve it slightly just to soften the ends, just to soften it off a little bit. So from them outer corners, curving my hand around diagonally, and then to heat seal the end, making sure that's not pushed together, because if not you'll bond it together when you melt it. So I'm just going to let off my pinch a little bit so that's open, and just heat seal those ends to prevent any fraying. And then we're going to do the same with the other tails. So that's what you've got now. And now we're ready to add our clip. So I've got my clip and I've got some 10mm wide ribbon. I'm just going to trim that fray bit off and heat seal that end. And I'm going to line my clip. So I'm going to just place some glue on that first part, and then on the underside of the clip stick that on there, and push it in the pinch part where you pinch the clip. That wraps right the way around. That's what you'll see underneath the clip if you catch a glimpse of it. That's why I like to wrap it. And then along the top of the clip, and then I'm going to trim it to about here, so I've got enough to wrap over the rest. And that is how you line the clip. This clip is a 45mm clip. I'm going to place that across the bottom of my bow. And then using some gingham ribbon, I'm going to wrap that around the centre of my bow. So I'm going to just cut that off by eye, around 11 centimetres I'd say this is. I'm just doing it by eye. Just move that glue out of the way. Just going to heat seal the ends. Then I'm going to place that under my clip in the centre, lining it up in the centre of the bow, and then I'm going to start wrapping this around the middle of my bow. Then I'm going to trim off this excess piece of ribbon. And there you have a nice simple chair bow, school hair bow. And now to complete the set, I'm going to make my 2 piggies. Now we're going to add our elastics this time. So where the elastics are joined, you can see where they're kind of glued together at the top. I like to use this part on the back of the bow just to give the bow extra security. So I'm going to turn the bows onto their backs, place a little bit of glue on the back, place that across there like that and hold it in place for a little while to make sure that that's set. I'll do the same with the second one. So where the join is on the elastic, and then I'm going to wrap my centre around the bow and the elastic together. I'm going to use red around this one. On this one I used gingham. On this one I'm going to use red for contrast. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off. You won't need too much because there's a tiny little centre on them bows. So I've cut that by eye, but that's around 8 to 9 centimetres. Just going to heat seal the end. And then starting on the back there, I'm just going to fold that over the elastic. And then start wrapping that around the centre. And I'm going to trim off the excess. Heat seal that end. And then finish that off. Another bit of glue, wrap that under the bottom side of the bow. And there you have one of your little piggy bows made. Now I'm going to repeat the same with the second one. And there you have your little school hair bow set. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you've got any questions, you can pop them into the comments below and I'll do my best to get back to you. I will link the products used in the description below, so check them out if you want to know where I got like the gingham ribbon from and the elastics and stuff. I shall link them in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.